Think of the effects on the life of those connected with that particular person. See, no destiny stands alone. The destinies are connected. And when you kill or you destroy a particular destiny, there is tendency for the destiny that is connected to that particular destiny not to fulfill in life. They were anxious of killing Joseph so that they can remove it from the equation. But they didn't know that if they had successfully killed Joseph, they themselves, they may not live to tell the story. Because the future may be at stake for them. So, when you are trying to bring somebody down, don't forget that some people will go down with the same person. Don't look for the downfall of another person. When you fire gun to the sky, you don't know where the bullet will land at the end of the day. It might come back on your head or on the person that you love most. So I'm just saying this so that we know that each time we are pointing evil fingers to another person, indirectly we are affecting our lives. Introduction. After receiving the joyous news of Joseph being alive, Jacob's spiritual prompting him to gather his entire family and relocate to Egypt. With his beloved son in Egypt, Jacob found it to be an ideal place for him. Prior to this journey, Jacob, known for his sacrificial gesture to God, offered a sacrifice at Beersheba, where the God of his father assured him of safety in Egypt. Jacob's response to the goodness of Joseph being alive demonstrates faith, gratitude, and willingness to move forward despite uncertainties. Despite he knew that, okay, this is another journey for me to make, he was happy and he was grateful to God that, oh, the boy that I thought is dead is still very, very alive. In every situation we find ourselves, let's know how to give thanks to God. Let's know how to give thanks to God. Last week we were told that whatever you want to do, we see God guidance. Joseph sought God here before he took the step to the next phase of his life. He sought God. He worked with God. He asked from God, and God gave him that opportunity to go. When we receive new opportunity of blessing, it is essential to acknowledge God's hand. Just like Jacob did here. He acknowledged God's hand, that it was God that had brought this opportunity unto him. Settling in the northern region, known as Goshen, Jacob embraced his new chapter. As Joseph, now second in command, understood the importance of honoring authority. He respectfully introduced his father and brother to Pharaoh, recognizing the significance of showing due respect for the king of the land. Before Jacob moved to the new land, the first thing he did is he went to God. He sought the face of God about it. That God, okay, this is an opportunity. He appreciated God, and God gave him permission to go. And this is telling us that when we have any new opportunity in our life, we should not jump into it. We should seek the face of God first. Is it new job, new business, or there's inspiration to do a particular thing? Let's seek the face of God. It's a journey of uncertainty. You don't know what is there. But when God has guaranteed you that there is peace there, that shows that even if the world or the storm rages against you, the Lord is always there to calm the storm because he told you to go. If God did not tell you to take a move, we should not try it. Discussion. How did Joseph acknowledge God in all his way when dealing with the arrival of his family in Egypt and what troubles can arise when individuals fail to acknowledge God. If you look at that book of Genesis chapter 47 verse 1, then Joseph went and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brothers, their flocks and their herds and all that they possess have come from the land of Canaan. And indeed, they are in the land of Goshen. Joseph demonstrated his acknowledgement of God by wisely managing the situation with humility and respect. He would have just told his brethren that, okay, just come and stay in my house. But for him to first take them to the king, to Pharaoh, it shows that he has humility and respect to Pharaoh. We should not just misuse every opportunity that comes to our way. We should give honor unto whom honor is due. He carefully arranged the introduction of his father to Pharaoh, ensuring that his action honor God and earthly authority of the king. He introduced his people to Pharaoh. These are my people. They have come from another land. They have come to greet me, and they are here to stay in the land. He would have just absorbed them directly to his own house and also send somebody to the king that my people are here. And that shows lack of respect. But the first thing he did is he took them. He told the king and he took them to meet the king. That shows humility. So God is not calling us as children of God to only honor him. As we are honoring God, we should give regard to the authority. Authority of the state, authority of the country. We must give them regard as well. Joseph's life and leadership constantly reflect his trust in God's guidance, from slavery to a position of power. Ability to navigate through complex dynamic situations shows that he leaned on God's guidance. Even when things are not rosy with him, it shows that he trusted God and he leaned on God. So when man refused to acknowledge God in his way, the man is prone to mistakes. He's prone to mistake. Joseph has been working with God. He has been honoring God with his life. He has been doing things that God expected from him. He never let God out of his equation. Even when he's supposed to forgive, he forgives his brethren. And when the time comes, God paid him in a better way. So if a man refuses to acknowledge God in his way, then that man is closer to destruction. By not trusting God or acknowledging God in our decision, we become self-reliant and make poor decisions, which can result to error. Today, many people, because they did not acknowledge God, the Bible says they know him as God, but they did not acknowledge him as God. God says that God leads them to what? A reprobate mind. To do things that are not peaceful. To do things that are not convenient for them. Because they did not acknowledge God. When a man refuses to acknowledge God, he's prone to mistakes. He's prone to error. He becomes arrogant to himself. And you know, when a man gets to that stage, the next thing is what? Is destruction. And that is why they made mistake in who to marry. Because they did not acknowledge God in their marriages. They made mistake in whom to marry. Because they did not acknowledge God in their job. They make mistake in the job. Because they did not acknowledge God in their career. They chose wrong career. And that marred them. Failure to honor God's role in blessing and success can lead to ingrate and spiritual complacency. When you fail to acknowledge God in your way and in your life, it leads to an ingrate life. A life that is not grateful to God, which can lead to spiritual complacency. If you read the book of James chapter 1 verse 17, it says, every good and perfect gift come from above. So no one can collect or receive anything from God except you tap into God himself. And you must acknowledge him before he can give it to you. The book of Psalm 75, read verse 6 and 7. It talks about that no promotion from the north. Promotion come not from the north, from the east, from the west, from the south. But from who? From the Lord. From the Lord. He lifted some and he put some down. So God is the determining factor for every man on earth. And we must acknowledge him in everything. I think the book of Proverbs 33 says that acknowledge him in all your ways. Acknowledge him. Give him his own honor. think whatever you have been is by your power. Joseph realized that what he became, it was as a result of the praise of God with him. And because of that, it was so easy for him to forgive. You are holding on to your life. You are holding on to people. You are keeping people in your heart because you think what you have received is as a result of your efforts. The effort and the struggle of a man cannot produce better results except God breathe upon it. So in all your ways, let's acknowledge God. He presented detailed information to Pharaoh. Why did Joseph forsake none of his family? And how does this reflect Christian principle of truth? How should Christians embrace trust in various aspects of their life? Joseph details to Pharaoh about his family, leaving no one unaccountable. Demonstrate a complete honesty and integrity. He gave account of the situation of his family to the Pharaoh. He did not play hide and seek game. I think you would have told Pharaoh that, see, I'm from a royal family too. And he started lying about his family. My father is a king too. Like I was discussing with a particular guy one day. She came to school with one big textbook. This is a medical textbook. I was not asking, you don't need this textbook. Go and read normal textbook. I said, me should not so. Wait, I want I now ask, I was confused. I now asked the person interrogating them that this woman is not saying the truth. The person was not laughing, it's not bank. He now said, Bank money Jawo, where the dad is a bricklayer. The other is her mom. I thought, that kind of girl, if you want to help her, she's already closed that door against herself. I thought Joseph should behave like this. That, no, we are from royal family too. In fact, my father is a rich person, this and this. But he didn't do that. He told them categorically that, see, they are farmers. Even my dad is a farmer, is a admin too. That shows integrity and fruitfulness and honesty. Like most of us, we try to defend ourselves today. And that is why the door of opportunity, the door of favor did not open up to us. Those that supposed to help us, they couldn't help us. Because the kind of eyes they were using to look at us, that is not actually who we are. We started living fake lives. People borrowing cars, even they don't have one, they go and rent car, they'll be going on pride on it because this is my car. They will use to snap picture and do all those kind of things. Joseph didn't do that. He revealed the state of his family to the person that can help them. Don't hide. If you don't have, reveal your state to those that can help you. Tell them the truth. When you have not eaten the money, let them know. I've not. Don't tell them. In fact, this morning I ate fried yam and egg. If I still have many remaining in the house, even when you know that you are not taking anything. You know, my mom used to say something. Hey, to lo soko, to lo ko ebe, o wa ko 100 ebe, o wa dele, o wa no ko 200. Just leave him alone. To ba ti jẹ 100 yìí o to yẹn tán. The remaining 200, 100 to parọ́ yẹn, a wa jẹ dáadáa. Ǹjẹ́ ló máa ń dùn yànjú. So let our life be plain. Let people know us. Don't hide. I don't want them to know the situation of my family. There are people that God have situated in your life, that are placed around your life to help your destiny. And if you hide from them, I am telling you, they will not be able to achieve their purpose. If Joseph had hidden the state of his family from Pharaoh, I tell you, they will not be blessed. So this shows Joseph deep respect for truth and his transparency. I like the importance of living honesty. So we as Christians, our life must be transparent. We must live a life of truth. Jesus Christ said in the book of John chapter 14 verse 6 that I am the way, I am the truth, and the life. If you are taking our life after Jesus, that shows that we must live as Jesus Christ lived. And we must show the truth, we must say the truth, we must live the truth. Let people know our true color. Let's uphold the truth, even when it is not easy. Let's live transparently. Be open and honest. Honor God and build trust in your relationships and community. Let people know that you are a truthful person. Build trust relationship with people around you. There are some of us, people cannot relate with us because we know that you always create problem from one angle to another. Relate with people, build trust, build faithfulness, build integrity with them. And I pray the Lord will help us in the mighty name of Jesus. Now 3 says, what does the statement, and indeed they are in the land of Goshen, reveal about Joseph's family's position? And what lesson can be drawn about respecting and allowing leaders to make decisions, both in earthly context and in our relationship with God? Do you allow God to have final say, final decision in your life? And indeed, they are in the land of Goshen. Means Joseph's family was firmly established in a secure and a favorable territory. They were established in a favored territory. If Joseph had not opened the state of his family, possibly they may not allow them to pick that. They may not allow them. Pharaoh may not give them the side he gave them, the Goshen, the place of provision that he gave them. But because he opened himself to them, and he gave them a place where they were established, where they received favor, a territory of peace. Goshen was not just the only designated area in Egypt, but a sign that Joseph's wise stewardship and divine guidance has positioned and secured his family in a better place. Because of the nature of Joseph, because he was truthful, because of his integrity, that brought his family to a better place. That brought his family to Goshen, a place of provision. That brought his family to Goshen, a place of honor. Your attitude will not only make way for you, but people around you. If Joseph had not been good to Pharaoh, I am telling you, Pharaoh will not even welcome his family. Talk less of giving them a good place. But because he had been good to Pharaoh, and because of that, he released that part of the land to them. So your attitude will not only make way for you. When you open this one, no lori oko. Ọkùnrin sọ wà nùkọ́. No lori aya. So when the attitude is not there, I am telling you, you will live a miserable life. The attitude paved way for Joseph, apart from the fact that the people of God was following him. But because he was good, the Egyptians, they loved him. Possibly because he listened to them, he answered them with respect. Despite the fact that he was second in command, he attended to them with respect. How many cocoa do you want? How many side do you want? Oh, sorry, will I give you this? Will I give you that? They love him. And that is why it was easy for them to approach him, even when there was no more food with them. Most of us, we are not approachable. Most of us, the word proceeding from our mouth is like as a poison. These are those things we need to know, check about our life. Because attitude of a man will surely pave way for him and people around him. This shows that when a leader, either earthly or divinely, make a decision with integrity and wisdom of God, the community benefits from him. Because of the integrity nature of Joseph, his own people, they benefited from it. Respecting and allowing leaders to decide. Now let's start with earthly now. Because it says that we should watch lesson can be drawn about respecting and allowing leaders to make decisions, both earthly context and in relationship with God. Now, in earthly leaders now, just as Joseph honored Pharaoh's position, we are also called to honor those in leadership, whether in government, in place of work, or in other areas of life. Even when they place somebody that you are above in age as your leader, you have to do what? You have to honor him. You have to respect him. You have to look at it as God placed him there over you. If you read the book of Romans chapter 13, from verse 1 to 2, he said, let every soul be subject to the government, to the governing authority. For there is no authority except from God. And the authorities that exist are appointed by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authority resists the ordinance of God. And those who resist will bring judgment on themselves. So we should not resist the authority of men. God placed them there. We must honor them. We must honor them and we must obey them. Wisdom is submission. Respecting leader does not mean blind obedience, but acknowledging their role and allow them to fulfill their responsibility. Don't curse those ahead of you, the authority, those God has placed ahead of you. Don't curse them. Don't say because of this, when America now, when you wake up in the morning, you say God bless America. But when Nigeria wakes up in the morning, you say, and you know, and every day we are complaining that Nigeria is getting worse. It will get worse now. If you count the number of calls that is coming out to those leaders every day, it's enough for them to misbehave. It's enough for them to misbehave. So don't cause the authority. If you cause the authority, you are bringing judgment upon themselves. Learn how to pray for them. Learn how to pray for them. Learn how to obey them. If you obey the rules of authority and you obey the rules of authority, I am very sure things will work out in this context. Now, spiritual context now. God has placed some people above us in the spiritual sphere now to look after us, to take care of us, and to watch over us. I used to tell people, if you are in any spiritual gathering and you are not satisfied with their doctrine and dogma, I do tell people that leave that church or leave that spiritual gathering. You are in CSC. CSC does not tolerate hearings. They don't tolerate change. They don't tolerate whatever or trusts. And you are under the leadership of that particular church or denomination. And you know all these things, but you still refuse to drop them. It shows that you are not agreeing with them. And that shows that you are telling them that the blessing of God is not, or concerning that church, is not flowing to you. And for you to be blessed, you are bringing cost upon your life. I am not sending you out of chapel of praise, but I'm telling you because sometimes a man can plug himself into the atmosphere where he will be bringing costs upon himself. Leave that area. Because for every dogma or doctrine, there's covenant that back it up. And for every doctrine, for every covenant, there are blessings that back it up. So if you now go against the doctrine or the dogma, what are you bringing to your life? Cause. So you must honor this.